So I don't know. It's very stressful, and I really don't want to have to spend an entire day from 6:30 to ungodly hours of the evening trying to vote for Hillary. And it's almost like they try to make it as hard as possible so that people don't want to do it. But I'm going to do it because I said I'd do it, even though they're not very upfront with information as to what this entails and what you're about to commit to. And the other thing that got me is the girl who was emailing me. I asked some questions in an email, and she sent it out to everyone. I guess she's trying to use it as a way that maybe these are other people's concerns or whatever. And I asked, exactly how long is this going to last on that Saturday and blah, blah. And she goes, she deserves our unwavering support. No, that's where you're wrong. She deserves my wavering support on a constant basis because I like Hillary a lot and I like Obama. But I'm going to watch them and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because they work for us, not the other way around. They are the representative of our country to the rest of the world. So when you say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, then I want to see it happen. And I think the first President Clinton, I think he did a lot in office. I have no issue with Don't Ask, Don't Tell because I understood that it was a step in the right direction, that there was no way he was going to get the ban on gays in the military lifted. It was just not going to happen. And so he took it a step in the right direction. So whereas before you were asked and you had to lie about who you were, then it changed into they're not even allowed to ask you, so if you want to keep it secret, then keep it secret. And, of course, Hillary supports, and I'm sure Obama does as well, the, getting rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and releasing the ban on gays in the military, and I think that's great. However, and I guess I just didn't really pay attention a lot at the time, but apparently President Clinton signed DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act. And I believe, if I'm correct, that was the act that said if you were able to get married in one state, other states didn't have to recognize it, which only applies to homosexual marriage because all states, heterosexual marriage is legal. But I think that also possibly opened the book for, certain states can say it's okay. And then maybe if we had the option and the money to uproot our lives and move to these states, it would probably be more impactful because otherwise we're just stuck here and watching those people get married while we can't. But it's going to change. I figure it's going to change, but I had someone say once that if you know it's going to change, why do you gripe about it and expect it tomorrow? And it's like, because if I stop, then it'll take even longer for it to change. So I'm not going to stop. And then there's a thing about Obama's a Muslim and he's not, and I had someone in my family send me that email last year, and I got to a point where I don't care if he is a Muslim, but it would bother me if he was and wasn't talking about it. So I looked it up, and of course it was like, no, it's this, it's that, and all, this is what they're using to say it, and it's not true. And of course I was like, well, that makes sense because I figure Obama has such great character that if he was, he would be talking about it. But of course a Muslim would never get elected in this country because everyone is so narrow-minded on, oh, we can't have a different religion, everything has to be run by Christianity. It's like, why can't it just be run by what Jesus taught and not in the belief of Jesus? Because Jesus taught us to love everyone and to treat everyone with kindness and to help people and reach out. And people use that as a means to judge and control and force their beliefs down someone else's throat. I believe Jesus' message is way more important than the mythology of the Bible. I think the message is separate from the mythology. The mythology, whether you believe it as actual or not, is just a vehicle to get a message to you. And the message was, okay, you've got to stop stoning people, you've got to stop judging people, you've got to start loving each other and understand that everyone has their own path. And as long as what they're doing on their path is not affecting you, And that's not in a general way, but, you know, they're not stabbing you, they're not crashing into your car, they're not stealing your power, stealing your money, or, you know, hurting your children or whatever, then just let them be. Everyone has their own path. So there's that.